Alright, this is going to be the review for Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I had some issues with my batteries dying, so I couldn't get around to it. Now, I was happy when this came out. They put a bunch of effort into it. I mean, you got voice actors like Patrick Stewart in this thing. The graphical detail level looks pretty polished for the most part, although there is some parts where when you're looking at it, it just doesn't look right.
And that bastard Dorin has no doubt met his maker. If anyone deserved death, it is he. No one will shed a tear for his miserable life. Countless others have met the same fate by his hand.
Right there was little Patrick Stewart. I'm just going to show you one of the stages that I like the best. It's a boss fight kind of stage, smaller scale than some boss fights. But I enjoy it. And it's Castlevania feeling because you're fighting a vampire.
Justice, if you can. Justice, if you can.
They put two different kinds of little magical power in here. Blue bar being like your holy stuff, which ends up healing you when you attack. The red bar causing you to do increased damage.
I'll drink your blood tonight, warrior. Justice, if you can.
There's some special moves in here that do various different things. Like right here you'll see a nice little cutscene style fight part. Quick time event. You hit the circle when it's in the circles. You see these little orbs floating around. They restore your magical energies. Little knife action. Holy water. Fairies. And it appears I've already used the crystal, so I can't show you that. So the sub-weapons do exist, although they're not nearly as useful as they used to be in the Castlevania games. And then we got the main reason why I wanted to show this boss fight. The dynamic ending scene. Quite vicious. Of course, there's cutscenes going in and out of most stages. There's a large selection of stages. I believe it's 10 chapters, and each chapter has about 2 to 7 stages in it. Took me about 3 days to go through. So, we're looking at about 20 hours or so plus worth of play time. That's if you don't go back and try to get all the little hidden stuff. Or one of the crazy types that likes to get 110% completion on things. plenty of skills that you can get, both in combat moves with just your attack buttons or with special abilities like your magical powers that are brought about by relics, as they say them. And what I'd like to show you now is a large boss stage. Although I'm going to have to change the disc to do it, so I'm going to just pause the video quick.
So dark, so beautiful. He has come for his revenge, and he shall have it. A killing machine without remorse.
Now, one of the things that a lot of people might like about this game is it's got a very Shadow of Colossus feel to some of the bosses, and the fact that they are huge. In this case, this is probably the largest boss in the game, and I figured it would just be nice to show people, even if I don't show the entire thing, just to give you an idea of the scale of some of the boss fights.
Warrior. I'm amazed you've come this far.
And another nice little part
I have come to end this, sorcerer.
is that accent right there.
By whose authority?
It's a nice accent. I enjoy listening to it.
Do you have to judge me when so much blood has been spilt by your own hands?
And
Look at you.
over the course of the game,
You rebel.
I believe Gabriel Belmont, the main character you play as, only sleeps about once. So some people have noticed how he can be quite a jerk. But when you think about it, you probably would be too if you didn't sleep at all.
I will not stop you. Look upon me, hypocrite. Gaze upon glorious death.
Yeah. Again, this is one of those cutscenes that most stages start off with. Well, another thing to mention, the difficulty level in the game seems to kind of randomly ramp up or down. You start off feeling like you're the best person in the universe because you're killing things left and right without trying, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you start dying quite a bit. The puzzles themselves go from no-brainers to some of them are really, really challenging. This might be a turn-off for some people, and some people might enjoy it because it's a challenge. The only real biggest complaint I have about this game is the fact that although it's called Castlevania, it's got some Castlevania characters in it, and every now and then you go, oh, that's just like any other Castlevanias. It really doesn't feel like a Castlevania game. There's no Dracula in it whatsoever in the game proper, so you never fight Dracula, you never see Dracula in the game proper. But at the same time, it is a nice game, and what they were trying to do with this is kind of a reboot like most movie franchises have been doing lately. And you do have some mild control over the camera in most cases, but this one isn't exactly one of those cases. And then you start to see the scale of this boss fight. And every now and then he tries to shake you, or if you're trying to balance on something, it'll pop up with a push right trigger to hold on. And of course, if you manage to not hold on, you will usually fall. Not quite so much to your death, but quite a ways down nonetheless. Which normally results in having to go about the entire process all over again. And again, just to give you the idea of the scale of the bosses, of some of the bosses I should say in this game, this boss fight is pretty much an entire stage in its own right. this is another one of those stages where it kind of, at least for me, took me a while to figure out what the heck I was supposed to do. Just because it's so large and there isn't really that many cues as to what you're supposed to do. You wouldn't think that you would have to run backwards to go forwards. I will end up running out of time, so I won't be able to show you the entire boss fight. But as you can see, it is rather large as you work your way up the entire boss. Grabbing on as you go. It's just a nice note I'd like to end off on.